Hi guys, this is Mike and this will be a shootout between the Sigma Contemporary 56mm f1.4 and the Samyang manual focus 50mm t1.4 video DSLR Mark II, what a name, with a special focus on the usability of these lenses for anamorphic shooting. So let's take a quick look at them. As of February 23, the prices are $479 for the Sigma and $428 for the Samyang. Both lenses are prime lenses of course, but the Samyang is a cine lens, so we have dedicated rings for both focus and aperture, while the Sigma just has a focus ring. But it also has an autofocus, instead of being an all-manual lens like the Samyang. You might wonder why you would want autofocus for anamorphic shooting, but I actually really like it, because it's one less thing to worry about. The way I do it, I basically adjust the anamorphic adapter to be as sharp as possible, and then hit the autofocus button on my camera. Rinse and repeat until you have a nice and sharp picture. Focusing two lenses manually at the same time is a lesson in patience. It is doable, but it needs so much more time than with autofocus. You might also wonder, why not use something shorter than 50 or 56mm when shooting anamorphic? So in my experience, 50mm on a micro four thirds system is the shortest that you can use for anamorphic shooting. I tried several 35mm lenses with different anamorphic adapters, but they all look like this. Black vignetting is clearly visible. I haven't had the chance to check out a 40 or 45mm lens, but if you watch this first sample, even with the Samyang, which is 50mm, you can see that we actually do have vignetting. Vignetting also depends on the aperture used, as you can see the vignetting changes quite a bit depending on the aperture. The Sigma 56mm is just 6mm longer, or 12 if you consider the crop factor of ×2 on the micro four thirds system here, but even so the corners of the picture look sharper and don't display as much vignetting. Let's try a portrait setting with the Kowa anamorphic adapter, which is a little bit sharper than the Sun. As you can see, both look pretty usable here. The bokeh looks similar, but you might also see there is a small difference in colors. The Samyang seems to have a slight yellow tint, while the Sigma is a little bit more blue. I would also say that the Sigma is a tiny little bit sharper than the Samyang, but the difference is so small, it's negligible. Next up is a test for the minimal focusing distance, and I will do that with and without the Sun anamorphic adapter. So the Samyang all by itself has a minimal focus distance of approximately 45 centimeters. The Sigma all by itself has the same MFT, 45 centimeters. Now here it gets strange. With the Sun anamorphic adapter, the Samyang has an MFT of 150 centimeters. I just could not get a closer but still sharp image. While the Sigma with the anamorphic adapter has an MFT of 135 centimeters, so we can move 15 centimeters closer to our subject. I couldn't explain why those differences exist. If you have an idea, please leave a comment. The last sample is in broad daylight with both the taking lenses and the anamorphic adapters set to infinity. The Sigma is set to f16, and as you can see, we get a crisp and good looking image with almost no vignetting. There is a little bit of vignetting going on in the corners, but it's so small, again, it's negligible. On the Samyang, however, we do have pretty severe vignetting when set to T22. If we go for a smaller aperture, of course the vignetting gets smaller, but then we would need to work with ND filters, which I didn't want to do on this video. So guys, my decision is made. I do like the softer look of the Samyang and I actually like its yellow tint, but it's so much easier to work with the Sigma when you shoot with an anamorphic adapter. Autofocus is a great help, we have almost no vignetting and the image quality is just a little bit more modern looking. And nowadays it's so easy to soften the image or work on the colors in post that the advantages of the Samyang don't outweigh its disadvantages. So I will gladly keep the Sigma. Please let me know what you thought about the picture quality on both of them. Please like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.